29 January 2025. Um, Happy New Year. And because I am a Westerner and we celebrate on January 1st, a new year, but so happy Lunar New Year, actually. Year of the Snake. And of course, the snake being the hunter, the snake symbolizing shedding off negativity and embracing change. Not sure if that's what Bungie actually was thinking about when they chose the snake for it, but the snake represents so many different things in human cultures and societies going all the way back to ancient times. Oftentimes, in the ancient world, is a representative of wisdom and, again, the whole, embracing change and being flexible and adaptive. Um, it's no coincidence that uh, many spiritual practices and observances associate the flow of water with snakes, uh, and the also the lethality, the secret hidden lethality of the waters and ice. Believe it or not, also associated as snake. In the Nordic or North German traditions, Jormungandr is the world serpent, which is both necessary for Midgard, but also uh,
What do you think?
the one crushing the tree of Yggdrasil, which is the axis of the universe in that practice. I could go on and on and on, but this is not that kind of channel. What I am going to do is put forward an idea that change is ever present, and whether you are in the flow or against it depends on where you play. Uh, as I've mentioned many times, this journal is more focused on gameplay and the aesthetics and practices and methodologies and means and ends of what it is to play games and what play actually is. Play is when a gamer takes on a challenge for nothing else but to amuse themselves, practice something, grow a little bit in an ability of one kind or multiples. Hopefully, a good game will grow you in many ways, both as as a strategist or a tactician, but also as a manager of resources and management of social interaction as well. Destiny is a very socially tied game. It is important uh, for that to be remembered. That built from the ground up, this was envisioned as a multiplayer Halo that didn't just involve bashing heads, but now has devolved into nothing more than a PvP experience, which is disheartening to say the least, and slightly irritating to say the most. Uh, yeah. Okay. So we are looking for the Echo of the Great Disaster, find a ghost in the Archer's Line. We're also completing daily bounties for Eris Morn to cleanse this essence. I'm complete. This is a rewrite. This character is not my original character. Not even from the Red War. I think this is actually the third time I've rolled my hunter. I had for a long time this theory that your character has a hidden stat called luck and Symphony of Death, Circle of Bones. It's a quest. But these are the campaigns that I need to finish, and I need a full set of the armor. So that's why uh, the uh, the Echo's done. Um, the so yeah, so I've got a lot of redo that I've already done. I played the Shadow. I played all of this, and I just before you're just before Seventh Throne World. After having completed Throne World, actually, no, no. The first delete was before Europa or after Europa. The second delete was after Savathun's Throne World, and I'm on my third iteration of this character pass. And that's the thing about Destiny is that I could very easily delete this character after building another character because you can't actually delete your character completely. Uh, that doesn't happen that way. Excuse me a second. So anyway, yeah, play is when the gamer takes on a challenge in the game, either presented by the game or creates one for themselves, and then plays to see what happens. Um, and Sean Tompkin, the creator of Ironsworn games, there are three actual games, four technically speaking, but Delve is kind of an add-on. You do need Ironsworn to play Delve, but Delve can actually be extrapolated. The mechanics of Delve can be extrapolated on its own in its book. I like that about a game. I want to, if it's a tabletop game, a pen and paper, dice and paper game, um, I want everything I need to have to play contained in a single volume or box set. Uh, like, for instance, the old D&D Quest games, like the Wrath of Ashardalon, which I own and have played at least one game of, and it is basically just a dungeon crawler. You can kind of almost think of it like Candyland, but with monsters and heroes. Uh, and it's not really a race against the board, but you are if you roll, if you pull a doubles card, you're facing a monster. Basically, is what it is. Now, I believe that my brother and I had converted Candyland into sort of a hacked Hero Quest dungeon, which was the name of the game, board game, uh, kind of experience. I remember that if you pull doubles on the card, you got a random monster encounter, and so yeah. Anyway, and again, that's play as well. When any play a game for your own challenges, that is also play. Uh, which is not to say that cheating is play, although it is a form of play. It is a counterproductive form of play. So you have productive forms of play, and you have counterproductive or detrimental forms of play, and that is, something that I'm always very keenly aware of, and making sure that I'm always working towards some kind of positive end result. Defeat competitive resistant damage on the moon. Just kind of reviewing what I picked up yesterday to finish this questing. All right, so we're going to see if we can combo my activities. Okay, grenade launcher, pulse rifle, machine gun, solar weapons.
Quiet.
Let's go fly a kite. All right, so we're gonna need our pulse rifle. Solar weapon. Nah, it's gonna be the Battler, buddy. It's gonna be all about the Battler. I'm gonna use the Witherhoard instead of the Elias. I'm not pronouncing that without teeth. So, we have a solar machine gun yet? Maybe we do not. Okay, we'll just do the Void one then. That's fine. We do also need an SMG, which I think I have. Fortunately, you don't have to be at the vault anymore to actually get to the vault, which is great. It's been around for a while, of course, but I just like to point out every now and then, because some people are so used to playing it the old way, they don't really think about the fact that, there's new things happening, which is change. Be aware of it. I think that's the real problem that people have about change, is that, see, we're told when we're young, all the way up to, adult life, don't sweat the small stuff. And honestly, I've always been the type to say, yeah, you want to sweat the small stuff, because that does build up. Small stuff gets together, becomes big stuff. You don't want to deal with it when it's big, because that's more than you can handle. And I think that's really what the gist is, because the people who say don't sweat the small stuff are in charge of selling the solutions to the big stuff. Always remember that. Who's influencing this, who benefits from it, and how. So, we need an SMG. SMG. I do not have an SMG. Yes, I do. I'm playing Arc on a solar character. I'm playing Solar on an Arc character. That's okay. Taste the rainbows, baby. Sorry. So, yeah. And I think that when people get blindsided by change, it's because they're not planning around the small stuff. It's not that you don't have to sweat it so much as that observe it, plan around it, and incorporate it into your design for the future, because that is what feels like, oh, they just got lucky. No, they didn't get lucky. They minded the small stuff. They didn't sweat it so much as that they observed it and they planned around it and they made sure that shit was taken care of when it needed to be taken care of. And this is kind of the importance of play. And I think that if you want to make sure that you don't perpetuate a cycle of poverty within your generation, then that's what you should be doing. You should be observing the small stuff, being prepared for change, and or even being ahead of the change. You see a certain thing happening, in the economy, and you're like, huh, that looks suspicious. Investigate, get the information, because it is out there. They try really hard to hide it from us. They try really hard to keep us happy little mushrooms growing in shit in the dark. But human brains are curious, and that is our definitive nature, is being curious. And through play, we can sate our curiosity with simulation or experimentation, and it's just about making sure you stay on top of it in a way. And I think that's why, if you really want to see an improvement in the American condition, I would say get more people to play games. And not just video games, not PvP, not Battle Royale. I'm not talking like games where you're like this team versus that team. No games about othering. I'm talking about games that are actually about building cooperation and accommodation. Because if you don't have that, then you're not a team, you're not a family, you're not a nation. You need to have cooperation, and you need to have accommodation in equal measures. And it is a give and take. Every social contract is all about what I can offer and what you can offer, and how we can intersect those two things into some kind of productivity or some kind of benefit to each of us. Mutual benefit. Kind of like symbiosis. We've been a society of parasitism, and that's gotta stop. That's not sustainable. So we need some symbiotism here. And that's a lot of the reason why I do play, for the most part, solo. I do have a list of friends I can reach out to at any given time and ask them, hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, I'm going to play that. I can accommodate them. And in turn, they provide me with the access of actual firepower, actual access to activities I might not have access to on my own. Like, if I wanted to do the last Bento quest, now obviously I can't play anything that I am paid for as far as the annual pass or the expansion, but that's not to say that I don't have access to a host of other activities that would be very nice. I would love to get some things out of the Grassroots Alpha. I deleted my last character. I also purchased shit ton of fucking equipment that I really probably shouldn't have done. But making choices in the moment versus making choices from the future and the past. Yes, that's true. You do have to make choices in the past. You can still do that. For instance, last night you had dinner, you went to bed before you're doing the dishes. Now you're making a choice in the past to finish those dishes. You might want to say that it's a choice for the present, but no, it's really a choice in the past. You're trying to correct a moment of laziness. Don't ever forget that you are hardwired for pleasure and comfort and avoid pain and work for comfort. So that brings down the whole idea of working smarter, not harder, which is not something you hear wealthy people talk about. They're all about working hard because they're encouraging people to have to work hard for it. Yeah. I don't want to get too close, although I think I've crossed that line already. But yeah, just kind of wanted to step in real quick and remind you guys that change hurts only when you're not prepared for it and have not figured out how you can make it work for you. So be thinking all the time, be planning all the time. It might feel exhausting at first, but eventually you get to this state where you enter a flow and you can actually have fun. I mean, think about the stock market. Why is it that some investors really have fantastic portfolios, and why others seem to struggle? Because they are aware of change. They look for change. And sometimes, they can positively create change. Because you can negatively create change. You don't want to do that. That's cheating. Okay. I think we've got a few things already done here. Let's see how far we can go. See how much further we have. There we go. New step. Use the electron of enchantment. Okay, we finished that. Alright, so we're going to go with machine guns and solar weapons. See what I mean? This is all the small stuff that leads to the big stuff. Ooh. These acolytes are all small stuff. Individually, not really worth the notice. But they can be the distraction for the big stuff. Like the ogres, the wizards, the nightmares. And there we go. And there we go. I do love a good arena fighting game. With me versus an AI. We have 5 more tigers. Nice goes if you can fucking load my weapons again. I think there was a mod on the Destiny 1. I'm gonna go ahead and install that. Actually, that's been one of my plans this whole week. After my mouth heals enough, stitches are, not as important anymore. Is get into my storage, move a bunch of tubs around, and try to dig out my old PlayStation 2 and all my Destiny stuff. Destiny 1 stuff, that is. How many people are actually in this instance? We're hanging out. There's only 2 other players. We're going to complete that. We get more bodies in here. I have to start thinking about the equity of my action. Yeah, they're AFK. That means they've already given up. I mean, you can self-res outside ballroom. Yeah, he's AFK. I'm just picking up scores now. That's okay. That's good. Alright, well, we're done. So. Got what I came for. Come on. Raid Shadow Legends is playing in the side ground. That's the thing, is I always think of my whole existence as a game board. I have the foreground, the midground, the background, and a sideground. You have to think about what's going on in parallel. Yay! I think I already have those here. Let's see what we got here. We got cloak, collect resources, loot chests, cloak, and the chest piece. Let's do the let's do the chest piece because I think I can pull a cloak out of my collections already, can't I? Because cloaks don't have stats attached to them, so there shouldn't be any problems with this. Go to the world. Green base. There it is. Okay, I don't understand how that could be randomized here, except for maybe how much power it can be put on it. That is bullshit, honestly. All meant to keep you playing. Well, we're gonna go for the chess piece. Because all we got to do is defeat Fallen on the Moon and cleanse it. Or maybe we can start with the harder item. You know, they're both pretty easy. We're good. We're good, 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 good. Dispel the ability to find lost such decay when communication, dispel the nightmares within. Oh, what the fuck. Piercing midside nightmares. We'll do that instead. Alright, there we go. You can buy them. This is where the microtransaction comes into play. You can actually buy Glimmer via silver. So, that's sad.
I failed you.
Everything's a gotcha. Everything's a gotcha. Alright. Alright, we're done with the grenade launcher. I can go back to. Oh, let's go with the pulse rifle, the battle scar. And, it's a scout rifle. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to level this guy up to see what the memento does for the ornament. Wait, what? Memento required. I thought I had it on there. Is this it? The Nightfall one? It's funny, go. You put Chatter White on this gun, and it no longer looks like it's totally fallen. It looks more like Dreaming City style. I don't know. That doesn't really make any difference to me. Nightfall memento. So let's find out what our memento is. Uh, I thought it would be the Twilight Keepsake. Why didn't it work? Oh, this is the haunted one, right? Yeah, that's actually pretty badass. Okay, keepsakes, keepsakes, keepsakes. I wish there was a way to sort your fucking shaders. You know, it'd be so nice if you could do that. I mean, you could select favorites, but who fucking cares? Gleaming, Guardian Games, Blind, Solstice, Shaped, Iron Banner, Guardian Salvation. There's a raid one. That's kind of cool. Oh, Triumphant. Is this the Nightfall keepsake? It makes sense. It does. Yeah, it must be the Nightfall keepsake. It would be, you know, what would be so fun is rather than fucking randomly fucking having to flick through all of these to find it, actually fucking have it available. But I'm gonna go with Super Black because that way it hides all those stupid spiky shits. I'd love to have universal ornaments for weapons, so you can, not make them look like a raid weapon, but like, strip them down to basics like this, you know, like the Battle Scar. You could do all. I mean, well, actually, what is the base model for the tarnished metal? Let's see. I do recognize this. I think this is going to be. And this looks like it might be the Randy's throwing knife. This is the scout rifle. So if you come up, whoopsie. So if you come up here, I think it's the same as this one. That's a scout rifle. Yeah. Pretty sure it's the same line. You know, something that makes it kind of like a basic Foundry form. You know, like that's Nadir. I think. What is this guy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, it's the Randy Throwing Knife archetype model. The frame is the same frame, and then they add all these stupid little frilly bits, and then that's what I would love to do: get an ornament in the game that takes all this crap off. Because personally, if it was me, if I was actually a character in this story, and I acquired that weapon, that'd be the first thing I'd do is take that shit to a fucking shop and have it all filed down and cleaned up. So that I mean, because that's a fucking hazard, man. That's not a function. That's not a tactical functional aspect. That's a fucking hazard because you're gripping here most times. You know, you're sighting right here, and then when you're storing it, that's crap's in your back. Right? But would you really want that? No, you don't really want that. You know what? There we go. That ended you. Anyway, I came out here to look for Conan. Don't see him anywhere. Oh look, there's a public event. We can do that. That's a lunar activity. Get it? Lunar New Year, lunar activity. Oh wait, we'll find ourselves bounded or patrol. Again, this is what play is. I don't have to do this patrol, but I want to do this patrol because it's going to provide me with resources. And that's it. The game sets up. This is the thing that's been recent. Well, I wouldn't say recent. It's been revived in dice paper RPGs. Is that you have practice of. I remember the bone book. You have the practice of as a game master, you are meant to just provide the sandbox is basically you put a bunch of the analogy goes with this. You're in a playroom and you put a bunch of toys down on the floor and you let the players pick up what they want to play with and that's what you go with. So if I was going to say Destiny is an RPG, which by the way somebody did create an RPG based heavily on the Destiny RPG system that plugs in pretty well to just about any genre out there. I've still been playing testing it. But I'll give you a hint, it doesn't use dice. I mean, it does. It can use dice, but it is more based on a deck of playing cards, which is I find to be a bit more strategic. It does play heavy into the ideas of exhaustion. There's only 4 game states for your character. You're either ready and active. You're either ready, down, out of play, or you're active. And you know, so they're not really actually hit points. Although I guess you could say that being down is like losing your hit points, and then being out of play meaning that you're out of play. Character death is on the table at all times. And there can be team points. So it's influenced by video gaming. It's influenced by just as the video games have been influenced by tabletop, RPGs and skirmish games and war games. So have board games also become influenced by video games. It's a cycle. It's a nice cycle too. Already cleared that. Okay. We get another one. Doesn't recycle. It's kind of sad. Normally, the weapon that has the most strength in the season or episode is typically the one that's also carrying the shield breaker champion mod. Okay, where the hell is it? Must be outside. Whoop. Yeah, it's outside. Map familiarity. That is such an analogy. Not just a physical, actual, practical map, but the lay of the land as far as, when you read a room, that's map familiarity. If you're going to a club, and you've been a regular attendee of that club, you're familiar with
We're
the
detecting a war set coming down in
patrons
that
and
region.
the staff of that club.
Ensure
That's
safe
that
transport home.
familiarity. You have a
That's
tactical
intel we can
advantage and a
use.
strategic advantage is there as well there. And you're thinking about small stuff, which is, drinks to order, people to engage with, music to request a DJ to play. Setting the stage, so to speak, is basically one of Sun Tzu's primary tenets in the art of war. Is that you don't face your opponent, you get your opponent to face you. Which is why you'll hear a lot of the higher end PvP players will always say, during live play streams, don't chase. No matter how weak the opponent looks, don't chase because 9 times out of 10 you're being led into a trap, an ambush. What? This would be pretty good, actually. Here with the board. Oopsie. Yeah. Did we already get it? We should have a shrieker up here, too. Alright, let's get some weapon now. I'm going to have to hunt around for that aspect of that mod that allows me to slide through ammo and then auto-load. The Horde is such an efficient weapon. Whoops, missed that one. Gotcha. Oops, wow, that one again. I think they might have nerfed the Wither Horde reload, which is kind of sad that they would do that. Maybe I was going to do that. We're not at heroic yet? Okay, here we go. Yes. And we'll just drill the fuck out of this guy. Goodbye. Should be done. There we go. Nice. Alright. Let's check on our quests. Read the bounties. We're still cleansing this essence. Public events and patrols. You know what? Fuck it. I don't know if this gives us any more progress or not.
Not a prime, but just as deadly.
Ooh, here we go. It's a face. Yeah, cute. Getting that moon cheese. Actually, no, I'm stockpiling liver because we're going to do a lot of crafting this week. Every now and then, the surgery site throbs, pulses. Um, I was very fortunate, I would say. I'm also very grateful that I had an oral surgeon that was very fast, very gentle, and very well experienced. And attentive to sense it when the pain will start to get there and stuff. Oh, we're done. This is interesting. We don't get anything from this but the completion of the bounty. Joel, excuse me. Alright, here we go. So again, like I said, I don't need to complete these campaigns based upon what I do for the game, what I want out of the game, which is a moment to sit and organize my thoughts, strategize for the day, plan ahead, reflect on what I've already accomplished or what I haven't finished yet. And I believe that's why I continue playing Destiny, is because it's not, it's about as familiar as Pac-Man or Asteroids or Dig Dug or Galaga or uh, Tempest or Centipede. You know, there are things there that I can do, uh, and I know I do okay. That's not the word. All right, we want the chess piece. Wait, what did we? Cloak, boots, helm, grips. Where's the Christ boots? Do I already have the chess piece? No, I don't. I don't think I think I'm stuck here, guys. I have to go look up what Lunar Battlegrounds. We're looking up Lunar Battlegrounds. So yeah, this is one of those moments where I'm like, I'm not exactly excited about Destiny anymore in that regards
No
because
matter the length we
there's
try
too
to
much of it
ignore.
that has to be accessed via third party content. And I'm like, I like a game where everything is contained within the experience itself, you know?
The pyramid seeks to build a sinister momentum with these phantoms. Aramis's defeat was necessary, though I can't help but feel an odd sympathy for her. I know how easily one's mind can slip into obsession. With its dying breath.
Okay, so it's an Altars of Sorrow.
Ghosts
Sorrow's Harbor.
to
Excuse me.
open doors.
This is the Lunar Battleground, isn't it? I have to go through here, I think. I remember that now. Yeah. All right, so we gotta go. We gotta go dig through some shit.
It's here. It's hunting me.
Okay. I had to go out in Forbes to take a look. This is where we go. Yeah, I remember now.
but of his own making. Ariana 3 was strongest, and the leader of our band. I miss her most of all. The light can only provide so much. Through balance, we can rise above the fray. In my nightmares, I see him still. I wonder if the light of Omar Aga still feeds the hive's power. Here on Luna, I can feel the stasis pulsing within. Have you noticed this? Perhaps it's the thing lurking beneath us. The pyramid seeks to trick me with Toland's phantom, but he is not deceased.
Okay, so somehow or another, I have to... I guess I have to wait? Ooh, that's different. Complex control. It's a warlock ornament. Why did I win a warlock ornament? The fuck? I'm not playing a warlock. Excuse me. Well, this is BS. So I guess it's once a day? What the fuck? My son bought the physical collector's edition of this. I think he has this. Can't be sure. Okay, I thought I saw the Chamber of Night with this essence. Lead patrols, public events, and lost sectors. Defeat combatants with machine guns, or ethereal charms. The Temple of Crota. Alright, so we got the ethereal charms. So now we're just doing machine gun kills and activities. Going to the Chamber of Night. I gotta remember where that is. And then auto rifles. So we're set up to win here. So where's the Chamber of Night? So we got the Chamber of Night. That's it. So the Chamber of Night's the only place we have to go. So Chamber of Night. I think that's under Crota's Temple. I go to Helm. It's not in the helmet. It's over here. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's go find the Chamber of Night. I can't believe I'm fucking around on the moon. I used to play this zone constantly. D1. I was super excited when they brought it back for Destiny 2, but I don't know. Again, I'm chasing things I don't really need in order to enjoy this game. But it's fun to have challenges and take those tactics and strategies on. Let's pick this up.
We're gonna die our last deaths here, aren't we?
Let's go to hell. I really miss Dingle Ghost. I actually have the physical collector's Destiny 1 that came with the Dingle Ghost. Plug that in again. That's actually, like I said, that's one of the things I'm going to be doing this week, and you might be able to hear Dingle Ghost in the background from time to time. I always suspected that it was a music player, but apparently they never made that functional. The thing weighs a fucking ton because of the battery inside it. I'm sure that's the problem. Never had the courage to crack one open. Haven't found a video of anybody who's actually done that. But it would be interesting to find out if, in fact, you could put an MP3 player in there and just have him, playing music for you, because that was one of the big things back in D1 was the music that you could play in the backgrounds. I love the fact that music used to be a big part of Destiny, but Bungie done fired all the creators for that, so God only fucking knows what we're gonna get next. I mean, honestly, I haven't been too impressed with the score for the last couple of episodes. It just seems like variations on a theme, a lot of, a lot of low effort phoned in. As you notice, I don't even play the music anymore. In fact, do I have it on right now? No, I do have the music volume up. So that's mostly is that for you, isn't it? Maybe I made it wrong again. Where are we at? Temple of Crota. I think the Chamber of Night is further down. If I remember, it's where the fragment of the Traveler used to be held prisoner. That's the world's grave. Yeah, we're getting close. I remember this place now. Not a bad gun. I don't think I've ever actually played with this one before. I think I earned it, threw it in the vault, and then deconstructed it for Glimmer or something. Well, that's kind of cool. It's got some range on it, that's nice. Yeah, I think this is the Chamber. Raider Maker. Well, I've literally walked my way all the way out to the fucking Hellmouth, and I don't think the Chamber of Night is connected with it. So, I think we're going to go ahead and call it for the day, or the afternoon, or the morning, or whatever it is. It's been playing for an hour solid. Oh, here we go. Yeah, discovering new things. So, I don't know how close I was to the Chamber of Night, or maybe I just blasted right past it, didn't even realize it. Um, I'll do some research, get back in it. The only problem I have with Destiny, and I've had this problem with Destiny since the very beginning, is that when you leave the game, it doesn't stop you. It doesn't put you back where you came from. It just dropped in orbit around the planet you were just last on. Uh, and that's kind of like, it's kind of sad. Because then you have to go back through all the fucking shit again, and I kind of don't really want to do that. So, needless to say, we will be back shortly. Too bad we can't stay here. Oh well. Till next time, be nice, play well, mind the small stuff. And remember that the more you play, the more you learn about yourself, about your environment, about the board state, about the board itself, and you know, keep that prefrontal cortex engaged and active as much as you can manage. And I would say that's probably the best thing to do for now. We'll be back later. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out.